You're listening to a best of broadcast of the RH3 Show. For more about the broadcast, please visit the rh3show.com.
And now we're pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
Go ahead, 'cause I know I gotta give it up. If anybody wanna come and praise the Lord, praise the Lord, praise the love He calls me to.
Switch my old status that's from sinner to saint. As winners we can't live by the pictures they paint, because they know they own the inner restraint. So we must live out our lives with a sense of restraint.
What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Red, host of the RH3 Show. Welcome to another great day here on this great platform. Yes, it is the RH3 Show every Tuesday and Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on WPOP Radio, and also repeated broadcast on my podcast. On podcast listeners, I do apologize for not having anything uploaded lately, but hey, gonna get back in the roll and the swing of things. Let's get started. We're gonna jump on into today's topic, y'all. Yes, have not done this in the tenure of me being on radio. I haven't jumped on today's topic, what we're dealing with and what we're talking about today. I haven't done it in the first segment, and so we're going to go ahead and just get it kicking because, for one, you guys, I really wasn't going to come in today, but I'm not feeling well, and so I'm going to go ahead and jump on in and get things swinging, and probably might do half broadcast, and the rest half will be a best of. It probably be last Thursday's message. So I'm gonna see how much I can do, and then get it in, and we're gonna keep it rolling. Okay, is that cool? Alright, let's kick it. Let's do this. I'm gonna take a break. Nina's gonna come back with This Week in Gospel News, and then after Nina, we're gonna get in with our real talk with Red discussion, and we're continuing on the biblical dating series, which we're in part 4. We have 4 more series to go, so we will be ending let's see here, in 2 weeks. So yeah, we're going to talk about being just friends in this segment. Okay, keep it where you got it. Coming up next is our girl Nina Taylor with This Week in Gospel News right here on the RH3 Show. Keep it where you got it.
You're listening to a best of broadcast of the RH3 Show. For more about the broadcast, please visit the rh3show.com.
Are you looking for an experienced and passionate video production company that values your time and resources? Then look no further. 1301 Productions specializes in creative promotional concepts that promote your product, brand, or service. Our main goal is that we can help you reach your existing clients as well as potential clients successfully. Call today to set up your free estimate. 1301 Productions, creative concepts for creative clients. For more information about 1301 Productions, give them a call at 424-835-1301.
You're listening to a best of broadcast of the RH3 Show. For more about the broadcast, please visit the rh3show.com.
No, I'm not a writer.
Okay.
Want the latest news regarding the TV, movies, sports, politics, and music industry? It is time for the Inside Scoop with Red right here on the RH3 Show.
Wouldn't it be crazy? Don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Don't you still amaze me? If I find my way home.
Hi everybody, I'm Nina Taylor, and here is your gospel news. Edwin Hawkins, trailblazer, a force behind the evolution of contemporary gospel music. Edwin Hawkins remains best known for his 1969 classic, Oh Happy Day, one of the biggest gospel hits of all time and a major pop radio smash as well. Born in Oakland, California in 1943, he began singing in his church as a youth. He was still a toddler. By the age of 5, he was playing piano. Just 2 years later, he assumed full-time piano accompaniment duties for the Family Gospel Group. They made their recorded debut in 1957. A decade later, Hawkins and Betty Watson co-founded the Northern California State Youth Choir. It consists of the finest soloists from throughout the Bay Area to build a 50-member ensemble, which soon entered the studio to cut the 1968 LP, Let Us Go Into the House of the Lord. Its modern R&B influenced production pointing the way to a new era of gospel music recording. Among the highlights of Let's Go Into the House of the Lord was the track Oh Happy Day, which unexpectedly found a home on underground FM playlists across the San Francisco Bay Area. The single soon began earning airplay on mainstream R&B and pop outlets across the country. In the spring of 1969, it reached the U.S. top 5 and on its way to selling an astounding 7 million copies and taking home the Grammy for Best Song. By this time, Edwin Hawkins had renamed the choir the Edwin Hawkins Singers. In 1970, the ensemble did make a return appearance on the pop charts with Lay Down, Candle in the Wind. As directors of music at their Berkeley church, the Ephesians Church of God in Christ, the 50-person ensemble recorded an album to boost their finances. Edwin Hawkins remained a critical favorite. In 1972, the Singers won their second Grammy for Every Man Wants to Be Free. Recording throughout the remainder of the decade, in 1980, they won their third Grammy for the song Wonderful. A fourth for the song If You Love Me followed 3 years later. Then in 1982, Edwin Hawkins also founded the Edwin Hawkins Music and Arts Seminar, an annual week-long convention that offers workshops exploring all facets of the gospel industry and winding up each convention each year with live performances by the assembled mass choir. Although Hawkins recorded less and less frequently in the years to follow, he continued touring regular, including a series of 1995 dates with the Swedish choir Svart på Vitt. His music and arts seminar continued to grow as well, with members in 2002 from the US, Europe, and Japan. Edwin Hawkins also recorded throughout the 2000s, releasing All the Angels in 2004 and Have Mercy 4 years later. Edwin Hawkins passed on January 15, 2018 in his home in Pleasanton, California. The entire gospel music industry and people from all over the world will miss Edwin Hawkins. The 33rd Annual Stellar Gospel Music Awards are coming up once again, and leading up to this great event, we will have each week a list of the nominees. In Category 1, here are the nominees for Artist of the Year: Anthony Brown and Group Therapy, J.J. Harrison and Youthful Praise, Tasha Cobbs Leonard, and Travis Green. In Category 2, Song of the Year: Anthony Brown for Trusting You, You Deserve It by J.J. Harrison and Youthful Praise, Hang On by Kiara Sheard, and You Waited by Travis Green. Category 3, Male Vocalist of the Year: Anthony Brown, J.J. Harrison, Marvin Sapp, and Travis Green. And Category 4, the Albertina Walker Female Vocalist of the Year: CeCe Winans, Leandria Johnson, Tasha Cobbs Leonard, and Tina Campbell. Category 5, Duo Chorus Group of the Year: Anthony Brown and Group Therapy, Dietrich Haddon and the Hill City Worship Camp, James Fortune and Faya, and the Williams Brothers. Category 6, New Artist of the Year: Dr. F. James Clark presents the Next Generation Choir, Gene Moore, Isabel Davis, and Corin Hawthorne. Category 7, CD of the Year: A Long Way from Sunday, Anthony Brown and Group Therapy, You Deserve It, J.J. Harrison and Youthful Praise, Heart, Passion, Pursuit, Tasha Cobbs Leonard, and Crossover Live in Music City, Travis Green. We'll have more of the nominees each week leading up to the 33rd Annual Gospel Music Stellar Awards. Well, that's your Stellar Award nominees and your tribute to Edwin Hawkins. I'm Nina Taylor. Let's get back to more great gospel music on this great station.
K&B Improvement. No job too big or too small. Heaven knows we do it all. From carpet cleaning to house turnover, deep scrubbing, and more. Carpet restoration, we give you what you ask for. Reliable, reasonable, prices you can't beat. Let us serve you in all your cleaning needs, for we are dependable and neat. Call 301-379-5939, Kevin Best, www.kandbimprovement.com. Every Wednesday at 5 p.m., tune in to the Restoring Your Life Today radio broadcast with Pastor Alfie Lewis of the Restoration Bible Church. Find out what is going on in our community and learn more about God's Word. Be restored and tune in every Wednesday at 5 p.m.
Come on, y'all. Let's focus your eyes on Jesus and direct your attention to Him. Check out Pastor Alfie Lewis on tomorrow, which his broadcast airs on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Yes, Wednesdays at 5 p.m. So check him out, the Restoring Your Life Today broadcast with Pastor Alfie Lewis. Let's keep it moving. Oh, before I get into today's topic, check out the Marnita Show, which will be airing on next Tuesday, February the 6th at 12 noon p.m. And her broadcast will be repeating on Saturdays at 1:30 p.m. right before the RH3 show and right before Pastor Alfie repeats. So check her out, the Marnita Show, one of our new hosts here on WPOP, Tuesdays at 12 noon p.m. All right, and y'all, you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. All right, let's get into today's topic. If you have been joining us and been riding with us during this series, we've been talking about the biblical dating series, and we've been talking about how it's different from modern dating. Men initiate, women response, as well as just friends, and we talked about that on. We talked about just friends on last week, and now we're in the biblical dating part, navigating the early stages of the relationship. I think in the beginning I gave y'all the wrong part of the topic, but today we're talking about navigating the early stages of a relationship. And so, like I said before, and like I always say, and will continue to say, is that biblical dating and also worldly dating and everybody else is the same, but it's kind of different. But I don't want it to seem like we're better than anybody, because we're not. I mean, okay, we're living a saved life, and we're living a safe life, and we supposedly, because there's other folks out here, and folks that's not saved and not living a Christian lifestyle like we are. Some of them, well, when they see a child of God or somebody that's doing wrong, somebody that's quote unquote living a godly life do wrong, first thing they'll say, well, you're not better than me, or look, there you go, you slipped, or whatever. But hey, we're not better than nobody. It's just, hey, I got the Lord on my side of me. But still, keep it moving. Dealing with the relationships and dating or whatever, we try to live by biblical standards, and that's the only difference I feel with that. So let's keep it moving. But today's topic, like I said, is going to be entitled navigating the early stages of a relationship. As Christians, y'all, in dating relationships, we want to avoid hurting one another and dishonoring Christ by defrauding our brothers and sisters in Christ, and by implying through word or action a higher level of commitment to that person that we have made before God. Because of this sort of deception is a particular temptation in dating context, we need to deliberate about avoiding it. That's where the following practical suggestions come in. Y'all note the phrases of practical suggestions, as I just said. These are not sacrosanct biblical principles. These is not only the way early part of a relationship might look. These are simply suggested application of biblical principles. In the end, there is no formula or no route substitute for intellectually honest Christians seek to care well for one another and to faithfully apply scriptures to infinitely varied relational circumstances. So with all of that said, let's consider how the principles of caring one another well early in the stages of a relationship might look. And like I said before, it's just all biblical principles applied to our walk with Christ and applied to our relationships or whatever. But first, what are we doing again? What are we doing? Just going back to what we were saying in the Just Friends portion. What are we doing? The first thing should happen if it has not happened during the initiation of the relationship. Remember, men initiate, women response. Is that intention should be established. Even the intention should be established. Whatever the conversations look like, intention should be clear, and it should be the man making them so. Guys, you are to find. Lady, you are to be found. And this is pertaining to, anybody, saved, whoever, living a Christian life or whatever. Put your ladies, don't go out here finding you a man and, you can put yourself into, say, okay, I'm going to go find a man or whatever. And, it's up to him to initiate that, whatever. But I will interject and say this, and then I might cut it short until we get to the next part and then do part 2 of part 4 on Thursday. But I will say this, ladies, if you see that one guy out there that you like or that you feeling or that you want to holler at as well, don't, just because you are putting yourself in the position to be found, it won't hurt for you to say something to him as well. And what am I saying, Ren? I'm saying this is saying, like, look, saying for instance, you go out to the club, go out to the dinner by yourself or whatever, and you see a guy, whatever, he may be by himself. I mean, once you walk past, hey, how you doing, or whatever, and and then that's to kick off the conversation. With him being a gentleman or person of chivalry or whatever. Oh, I see what she doing. Oh, hey, how you doing? Or ladies, you could say something to the aspect of, I see you enjoying your meal by yourself as well, so, or, that could be hard, but, I see you enjoying your great meal as well, then, he can say, yeah, thank you, whatever. Oh, yeah, I just had mine over here by myself as well, and just enjoying it like a good quiet time, right? Hey, my name is such and such, nice to meet you. Okay, hey, whatever. Okay, then just continue, just carry on conversation, whatever you feel to say, whatever. But, it's okay, even if you're at the store, whatever, hey, you see him, hey, speak or whatever. Or, ladies, just don't be afraid to say something. And then, it's not like, can you go out on a date with me? No, don't say that. Once a man know that you're interested, it's more easier for him to initiate and do what he has to do. Once he know that you throwing these darts and fireballs or whatever, then he can go ahead and jump and do what he got to do. Back up and let him take the role. Once you then did what you do to let him know that you're interested, or you find him good looking or attractive or whatever, then he should be wise enough and have the discernment enough to say, okay, hey, she trying to holler at her brother. Let me do what I need to do, because she is looking kind of fine or whatever. Let me holler at her too and say, hey, well, would you like to go out with me or whatever? Ladies, it's okay. It is okay. It is okay. I always say it, and preaching and teaching to myself, a closed mouth won't get fed. Rufus, Red, y'all ain't hear me say that. Red, a closed mouth won't get fed. Alright, let's keep it moving because I want to break it off. You know, like I said, you know, what are we doing again? What are we doing again? The first thing that should happen, if it's not happening, like I said, during the initiation of the relationship, intentions should be established. But going on, what was I saying before? Whatever that conversation looks like, intentions should be clear, and it should be the man making them so. Guys, tell her why you're initiating, or why you have initiated, or are initiating with her. Tell her that you intend to pursue the relationship, determine if marriage to her is the right choice before God. You know, me personally, I believe in multiple dating, and say, look, you know, and the reason why I say multiple dating, and I'm not out here being a whore or whatever, you know, I just say, look, hey, I'm trying to, you know, figure out what my life is. I'm mid-30s, y'all. I need to, you know, it's not like you gathering them around like you're doing bachelor or bachelorette or whatever. No, it's just, hey, look, I'm going out with this. I'm going out. We're just having fun. There's no string attached. I'm trying to play the playing field. I'm not playing you. You can do the same thing. But, you know, hey, just let you know I'm trying to figure out, and I'm trying to say, look, I want to find the right one who I'm dealing with. And if I'm just focusing on this one particular person, I cannot do that. And so, you know, hey, long as people know, tell them. Guys, tell her why you're initiated or are initiated with her, and that you intend to pursue a relationship to determine her if marriage to her is the right choice before God. In my view, this establishing of intention should be done near the beginning or any exclusive or romantic time spent together, preferably within the first 2 or 3 dates dates during the deliberate conversation on the subject. Guys, don't wait until you had lunch or dinner or hung out one-on-one 4 or 5 times before you let her know what's going on. The idea is to remove that part of confusion or vulnerability for the woman by being forthright, but from the beginning, about what level of intention or commitment exists. You probably won't know at this stage how things are going to ultimately turn out regarding marriage. That's why you date. That's why you court. That's why you hang out. That's why you don't do one-night stands. So you need to communicate. So you need not to communicate right away, but you should know what you're trying to find out and what your intentions are. That is what you as a man must be clear about. From there, you obviously need a response from the woman to know whether or not things will go any further. You guys, I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to peel out of here because your boy got a little splitting headache, and I need to chill and rest because I got a long day tomorrow and the rest of this week. Speaking of the rest of this week, join me again on Thursday, where I will have a special guest. We'll have none other than gospel recording artist Brian Courtney Wilson. You're worth fighting for that, Brian. Alright? You gonna join me Thursday? Please do. Join Pastor Alfie Lewis on tomorrow, like I said, with the Restoring Your Life Today broadcast. And join me on Thursday with the rest. And I'm going to conclude this. And then we're going to get started with the following week with part 5. And I'll tell y'all, part 5 right now is entitled Principles for Drawing Boundaries. How do you go about drawing boundaries? And I'll discuss all of that on next week, and then like I said, follow up on Thursday with part 2 of part 4. All right, you guys, I'm gonna take a break, and then the rest of the broadcast today will be a best of. Keep it where you got it. It is the RSD Show. Talk to you later. See you on Thursday.
This is Marnita from The Marnita Show. God is doing a new thing, and it's happening on Tuesdays at 12 p.m. and Saturdays at 1:30 p.m. right here on WPOP Radio, your number one inspirational source for heart and soul music. Don't you miss it.
Yes, check out The Marnita Show beginning February the 6th right here on WPOP Radio.
So I will run to you. I will run to you.
Are you looking for an experienced and passionate video production company that values your time and resources? Then look no further. 1301 Productions specializes in creative promotional concepts that promote your product, brand, or service. Our main goal is that we can help you reach your existing clients as well as potential clients successfully. Call today to set up your free estimate. 1301 Productions, creative concepts for creative clients. For more information about 1301 Productions, give them a call at 424-835-1301. This portion of the RH3 show is a best of highlighted moment. Beginning February the 6th, the Marnita Show will repeat on Saturdays from 1:30 to 2. The RH3 Show from 2 to 4. And then Pastor Alfie from 4 to 5. And yeah. Let's go ahead and keep on moving. We don't have much time here. I have at least about 10 minutes. So let's get kicking. Where do we stop at on... let's see here. Hold on just a second. Let me see where we found. I should have marked it. Okay, I think I know where we're at. Excuse me. We were talking about friendship that invites confusion and frustration. And again, let me backpedal. If you are new to this series of the Real Talk with Red discussion, we've been talking about the biblical dating series. And throughout this series, we're going to talk about, what it is a Christian and how us single Christians channel through dating as a Christian. And so first we talked about the differences between modern dating and biblical, or secular dating and biblical, or put it worldly dating or biblical. It was just a toss between, and that's what we were conversing and talking about. Okay, and so that was part one. Part two was men initiate, women respond. That could be a plethora of people, whether it be Christian, worldly, secular, whoever. Fellas, you have to jump in and do what you got to do to tag her. I'm talking to myself, Red. And this third part, which I wanted to do it all on Tuesday's broadcast, but I couldn't. And so, hey, we're going to keep it moving. We were talking about, just friends, and, this is actually the start of it. After men initiate it, women respond and say, okay, let's do this. Okay, we're starting off with friendships. And this just friends is how we can stay, we should stay focused and don't give our friends husband privileges or wife privileges. Don't give our boyfriend or girlfriend husband or wife privileges, or don't give the fiance husband or wife privileges. You don't even give your baby mother or father or even side piece husband and wife privileges. Stay friends and stay focused on cultivating this relationship, and don't get into areas of this friendship to where you can get confused, she can get confused, he can get confused, and it invites frustration into the relationship. So, intimate friendships, I'll go into this, between men and women almost produce confusion and frustration for at least one of the parties involved. And I mentioned that on, Tuesday. But yet, even with deep communication going on, at least one of these aspects of these friendships inherently involves mixed messages. No matter how clear or one or both of you have defined what's happening as just friends, Your actions are constantly saying, I enjoy being with you and interacting with you in a way that suggests marriage, or at least romantic interaction or romantic attraction. But it goes on to to state that what if one person develops romantic feelings in a relationship in which no clear words have been spoken, such as the desire of the other person or mystery? Especially if it's the woman in the position, as it seems to be in case more than not, that she will likely feel that if she pushes for something more than friendship, she may lose the interaction and companionships she currently has, still given the desire for her husband, and perhaps that to have this man as her husband, the status quo of just really good friends but nothing more, for some odd reason, will leave her unsatisfied, frustrated, and confused. I've seen it all, y'all. I've seen it and heard it and read such frustration and hurt playing out many times over and over and over again. You want more than friends, but you don't want to say something because you don't want you're just really good friends, or you don't want the friendship to break up or whatever. But certainly a man can find himself in a similar position with a woman he's attracted to, but given his obligation to be clear and intentional with the woman and to initiate the type of relationship he truly desires, he arguably has placed or has kept himself in such a position. He simply is between a rock and a hard place in the same way as a woman is. Of course it happens. He's in that place, y'all. This is one of my biggest problems, and I'm during these discussions, y'all. Real Talk with Red discussion is real talk. I get transparent, and I talk to you all and converse with you all. And in order for me to, get a response out of you all, in order for me to, to speak with you all, I get real with it, and I converse with y'all, and I want y'all to do the same. So it's like a practice what you preach, and if I'm telling you all something, I want y'all to see it in me as well. Case in point, Derek Jackson. This dude, I say about 90% of the time, 93% of the time, bash men, and he glorifies women, but he bash men, while doing it, and that's not right. But anyway, why I say that to say this, he needs to start practicing what he preached. That's it. Point blank, period. I need to hurry up because it's about time for me to get up out of here. And coming up next is that interview earlier today with the new radio host here on WPOP with Miss Marnita. But I'm gonna go ahead and skip to some of these parts. But enjoying the convenient, delaying the good. Let's assume, y'all, for the sake of argument, that your intimate friendship is one of those rare jewels that is devoid of the potential for hurt and confusion. There's another drawback such as to such friendship. They discourage marriage. Men and women who are not called to long-term singleness and celibacy have a strong desire for companionship with a member of the opposite sex. This is good and right. But as I talked before and mentioned before, Scripture seems to consider marriage and children to be normal part of progression towards biblical manhood and womanhood. But in the past, both sexual immorality and intimate male-female relationships were much less accepted and less common in society. Men and women move more deliberately toward marriage earlier in life. I wish I would have been one of those males, But hey, God has a plan, and He, maybe my desire and thoughts was that, but maybe He had other plans for me. But by offering a taste of companionship and interaction that makes marriage so satisfying with none of the accompanying commitments or responsibilities entailed in marriage, intimate friendships discourage the pursuit of the grown-up, God-intended outlet for marriage desire. For marital desires, marriage. This is especially so in a culture and church that struggles with widespread sociology trend in its young adults known as perpetual adolescence. Friendship with a context of community, y'all. So I'm saying that I'm against the idea of a relationship growing outside of Christian relationship. Am I saying that friendship among single brothers and sisters has no place? Am I saying that single men and women need to shun one another, speaking the other words, will you date me, followed by yes or no? Absolutely not. In fact, I would argue, y'all, that dating or courting relationships ideally grow out of friendship among co-laborers in the gospel. The question is, what those friendship looks like practically. Y'all, just be aware that friendship is no more a forum to play married than a dating relationship is. If you find that you are consistently showing one of your opposite sex Christian friends more one-on-one attention than all the others, whether in conversation or through invitations out, it's probably, y'all, time for one, some clarification of intentions, and most likely a change in the status of the relationship to something more overtly committed, or two, a change in the way you interact with that person. Beyond that, y'all, godly single adults will have to work this out on a case-by-case basis. And that's all that I have for y'all for this part 3, y'all. Coming up next Tuesday, we will discuss navigating the early stages of the relationship, and we'll get into that. And hey, it's more so on the men, but hey, women, and more so on the men, but men also have to say, okay, is this somebody who I want to continue to do this with or whatever? And women, hey, is he doing what he's supposed to do as providing, or not, not so much right now, or showing signs of it, he's a good provider? I'll be talking all about that on Tuesday. But I'm going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. Then I'm going to play this interview with Miss Marnita Coleman from The Marnita Show, which will be airing on Tuesday, February the 6th throughout this year, and repeating on Saturdays at 1:30. Keep it where you got it. It is the RH3 Show. I'll be back after this interview to close out today's broadcast. I'll be back in a minute.
K&B Improvement. No job too big or too small. Heaven knows we do it all. From carpet cleaning to house turnover, deep scrubbing, and more. Carpet restoration, we give you what you ask for. Reliable, reasonable, prices you can't beat. Let us serve you in all your cleaning needs, for we are dependable and neat. Call 301-379-5939. Kevin Best, www.kandbimprovement.com.
You're listening to The RH3 Show. You can visit my website at therh3show.com. What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Red, host of The RH3 Show right here on WPOP Radio. And this is a special interview that we have on today before I come on later at 6 o'clock. And we have a new face here of WPOP, a broadcaster that will be starting with us on the first Tuesday in February, February the 6th at noon. So I want you all to join me in welcoming Miss Marnita Coleman to WPOP from the Marnita Show. Marnita, how are you doing on today?
I I am doing great. Awesome. Hi, everybody.
Hey, okay, Marnita, I learned from I'm going to tell you, and I say this all the time, and as a interviewer, I learned this from actually Wendy, because Wendy Williams, I've been listening to her since, she's been on radio, and I've heard that, she always said that as an interviewer, your audience know you, but they don't know the person you're interviewing. So without me doing too much talking, I'm gonna ask you a few questions, and we're gonna get to know you. So tell everybody out there who Marnita is.
Well, basically, Marnita is someone who is interested in change, and I'm anointed, as you know, to teach parenting. Mm-hmm. And so God has really given me this amazing gift of insight into parenting, and I'm just happy to get out there and spread the word. But I love people. All my life, I've loved people. I'm a people watcher. I'm the girl that's sitting in the chair at the party watching everybody. I'm having a ball, and everybody else is having a ball, and they think I'm not having a good time because I'm sitting around watching them. But I love people, always loved people. I'm a very compassionate person. I just want to see people change and really want to introduce Jesus to the world. I don't want to introduce Christianity. I want to introduce Jesus.
And that's what, and you know what, that's exactly, that's mainly one of my platforms as a, radio host. And also, in my personal life, I'm a deacon, but I'm training to be I'm going through, a training to be a minister. But that's what I tell folks, set the mindset of Christianity and the religious aspect, just show who Jesus is and, what he did or whatnot, and let people know who Jesus is and let them see him through you. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Mm-hmm. That's what we need to meet. We need to meet Jesus. Exactly. People created this church phenomenon. They created, that whole church scene. I mean, sure, we are the church as the Bible describes us, but not as the world describes us or how we've described ourselves. We are followers of Christ. Mm-hmm. He's a king. We're subjects in his kingdom. Mm-hmm. We're not, just people who attend an organization, once or twice a week.
Right.
We're more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Much more.
Exactly. And, he says it, for us to go out in the world and preach the gospel to every creature. So, we just more than, a body inside the sanctuary or, whatever. Go out and do what we're called to do. We're called to do. And speaking of doing what we're called to do, how did you get into radio, and how did the Marnita show come about?
Two different questions. How I got into radio. This is so funny because just one day I said, I was looking in the mirror and I said, I want to do radio. I mean, it just dropped into my heart just as plainly as that. No background in radio. Didn't know if I could do it or not. And so I started out. I went over to, I knew some people in the industry, and I said, well, I think I want to go over to Radio 1 and see if I can't get in over there. And of course, I didn't know, like I said, it just kind of dropped in my spirit. So I wasn't thinking, people go to school for this. So by and by, I got picked up. I did get an opportunity to work in radio at Radio 1, and I kind of built, the Lord built me up from there. We kind of built that thing up from there. I became Jeff Major's producer of his Sunday Morning Joy show. It was syndicated, and then from there went over to WEAA in Baltimore, Maryland, Morgan State University's Gospel Grace, went over there and loved it. I mean, I said, oh my God, radio is amazing, from there. And then I began, as my parenting ministry really took face, because you're giving advice to people, and you're not even calling yourself a ministry. You're just a go-to kind of a person people call up when they need help or something, need advice, right? So it's not even a ministry. It's not even real. And so we just continued to develop it, and then the more the Lord would give me to do, I did. So next thing I knew, man, I had like a bunch of notes and, information. I said, we could do some parenting classes. We could teach parenting classes. And I said, well, before I teach anybody, let me go get taught. Mm-hmm. So I went and I took parenting classes. Right. And it was nothing like what I was thinking, And I said, oh, my God, this is a structured format. And it's absolutely amazing, the information that they're giving out. And so I didn't just take one class. I took several classes. Mm-hmm. And then I began to structure what the Lord gave me so that it was more, palatable to other people. And that's kind of how it kicked off. It was birthed out of those times of just wanting to be available and to help other people. And, one of my biggest pet peeves was, I'm a mom of two, one of the biggest pet peeves I've had was that parents always seem to want to get rid of their kids.
Right.
And when I was, parenting, my kids are now over 21, both of them, but I'm still parenting. But the point is that when they were younger, I didn't want my kids I didn't want them to go to King's Dominion without me. Not because I was a helicopter mom, because I was going to be on the roller coaster. We were going to have our hands in the air, waving them like we just don't care. Exactly. It was going to be a day out. It was going to be fun. And whenever I would go places that, new places where the kids weren't, I would say, oh my God, I wish the kids were here. They could see this and they could experience that. And these wonderful people, we've never met people like this before. And, I would always want them to have the exposure that I had. And so when parents would say, oh yeah, girl, I can't wait for my kids to go away, I would think, really? Wow.
Exactly.
Wow. That was just very strange to me. So, that was one of my biggest pet peeves. So I really wanted to connect parents with children. And I just think it's critical that you connect with your kids. Exactly. You have to have lasting memories.
Exactly. I understand that, and I hear a lot, I'm not a parent, but I help my sisters and my brother raise their children, and collectively 17 nieces and nephews, and I have like 3 godchildren. So
wow.
I understand, and I see it through them, and what my pastor, what she teaches, and of course how my mother did. But I understand that it's a joy, and I hear a lot of those parents that say, I can't wait till my kids get out of school, or why do they have another 2-hour delay? They can't go to school. Well, wait a minute. They doing a 2-hour delay probably because, something harmful could be, whatever. You rushing to get your kids out the door. Spend that quality time with them.
I think you're absolutely right, but we've been taught wrong. We've been taught wrong, and we've been taught wrong in some places across the pulpit. We don't value children the way we should.
Absolutely.
We haven't really seen them the way that God sees them as the next generation, and He is allowing us the opportunity to shape them and mold them and disciple them. He's allowing us the opportunity to do that. And, we have taken on a worldly world view in that respect. I'm going to raise my kids to be law-abiding citizens. Well, yeah, God wants them to be law-abiding citizens, but He wants them to be disciples of Christ first.
Exactly.
Okay, because if they're disciples, they're going to be law-abiding citizens. And that, He wants us to get the understanding of raising up people that you absolutely love, and directing their lives, and just sitting back and getting that fulfillment when you see your kids, really developing into Christ, into the character of Christ, because that's the best person they could ever be.
Exactly. With your show, the Marnita Show, is there a flagship station or a home base that you do your show out of, or is just pre-recorded?
Well, the show at this time is pre-recorded. We started in Toronto. Okay, this gentleman, I don't know, what do I say? He chased me for almost a whole year. Do this show, you got to do this show. And so I said, all right, let's go. Let's do it. And so we started the show out of Toronto. It is, at the moment, it's pre-recorded because that's something that I can really commit to. You know, I can do it when I have the time to do it, and it doesn't really interrupt my schedule at the moment. But I do see that it's growing. I want to do it live, so I don't think it's going to be much longer before it's live, because live is more fun.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's more fun, and I feel, you know, I've grown into radio, and I'm, you know, loving it, and it's just a warm feeling. You just sitting there talking and just talking about what you love to do, and you know, having guests on to, you know, carry the conversations back and forth, you know. Shift gears for a minute, got the technical part. You guys, y'all know who Marnita is and her show, you know, is, and what her, you know, drive behind that. But Marnita, with my guests here, and, you know, sometimes I interview and I play a little game with them called Fave 7 to get to, you know them a bit more. So I'm going to ask you a few small, quick questions, and, you know, it's like a favorite question. So, first question would be, what is your favorite TV show?
Shark Tank.
Shark Tank, I love it. What about your favorite song?
My favorite song, you're going to laugh. Oh, God, can I say this on gospel radio?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, it's what is it, Reignition?
Who is it by?
What's his name? It's by Rob, what's his name?
Kelly.
Oh my God, I can't even. R. Kelly.
Yes, I love it.
R. Kelly.
I know.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Am I actually saying that? Yeah.
No, that's, hey, I love it. Speaking of, you know, while we're into music, your favorite music artist of any genre, you know, country, gospel, you know, R&B, whatever.
Okay, my favorite artist. Wow, that's a good one, because I have a lot of artists that I admire so much. I would probably say it would probably be the old school guys out of Motown. Maybe the OJs. I'll go with the OJs.
I love them. You know,
or something like
OJ, Sam Cooke, all of them around that era. I love it.
They were singing for a living, man. They had to do what they had to do.
Your favorite sport or sport team, if you follow sports?
I do follow sports, and I love football. And my favorite team still, I'm yet holding on, y'all, is the Baltimore Ravens. I'm yet holding on.
My whole family, it's four of us and my mom's children, and I'm a Redskin fan. One sister is a Tom Brady fan, and another sister, she's a New Orleans Saints, and my brother, he's a Raven fan, so he's right along when they're with you.
Right, we in the pew. Oh,
yes,
praying them through.
Yes, favorite court TV show.
Of course, Judge Judy.
Yes, Judge Judy, legendary. My mother stay quoting some things that she's saying. Favorite restaurant.
Say that again.
I was saying my mother, she quotes a lot from Judge Judy. Everybody loves Judge Judy.
Oh yeah, Judge Judy she's all the way live. My favorite restaurant would be a restaurant called Brio. Brio. It's in downtown Baltimore. Excellent food. Totally delicious. Everything there is good.
What do they serve there?
They serve anything from steak to seafood.
Wow.
It's all very, very delicious cuisine.
I'm a foodie, so hey, when I go back to visit family or whatever, I'm gonna have to go try the restaurant Brio. Lastly, being that you give great advice and you know what your show is, one advice or an encouraging word you would give to our listening audience.
I would say more than anything at this time in our lives, get to know who Jesus is. It's critical. Because he's going to be the lifeboat that takes us into eternity. And, you know, the whole world is just upside down, man. You know, they've got culture that's driving this generation. But we who are the church, the ecclesia, we have to have a focus, and we have to know who God is. And you really got to know him. You got to know his personality. You know, what he would do and what he wouldn't do. You know, people are saying all kind of stuff. You know, they're telling lies on Jesus. You know, and they're saying, oh, Jesus, if Jesus were alive today, he would be in agreement with this. No, he wouldn't. What? You know, so that's my advice. Get to know Jesus. Get to know his heart. Get to know his hand. Get to know his face. but get to know Jesus. And then when you get to know Jesus, tell somebody about Jesus. Don't tell them about how good your church service was. You tell them how good Jesus is every day.
Every day, yeah. That reminds me of a song, by Charles Jenkins, Just to Know Him. I love that song, and it's something just to get to know Jesus. Well,
yes, it is.
Well, that's all that we have. Marnita, is there anything else you want to say to our audience, or give out your contact information? And by the way, audience members, everybody, her information is going to be on the website. Beginning on Sunday, I believe. So everything is going to be, live then, and we're going to start promoting her for the show or whatever. So go ahead, Marnita, give your closing thoughts or your contact information.
Well, you know what? Listen to the show. It's fun. It's funny. It's so funny. Sometimes I'll be saying things, and I'm like, am I really saying that? The Holy Spirit will just drop stuff in my spirit. And then when I go back and listen to the show, it ministers to me. We try to make the show palatable. I like to use that word, palatable, so that everybody can kind of find themselves there. It's funny, but it's true. It's based on truth. And so I would say just, listen to the show. Send me an email. You can go to my website, IamMarnita.com. IamMarnita.com, and just shoot me an email. Say, I love you. Hey, I hate you. It doesn't matter. Say something, and then I can address it. But listen to the show. Give us a shot. We're trying to really do some great things right here on WPOP Radio, your number one inspirational source for heart and soul music. I love it.
Yes, I love it too, and I can't wait to, like I said, a long-lasting relationship, because I really enjoy listening to your, the clips that you have sent to us, to review or whatever. Great show, you guys. Great show. So please listen to Miss Marnita with the Marnita Show beginning on February the 6th at 12 noon, and repeated broadcast every Saturday of that week. What's heard on Tuesday is going to be repeated again on Saturday at 1:30. I'll be back in a moment to close out today's broadcast. Keep it where you got it. It is the RH3 Show, www.therh3show.com.
Talking to you. Psst, come here. Have you heard? There's a new show coming to WPOP Radio. It's called The Marnita Show. It airs on Tuesdays at noon and Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Tell Dottie, Lottie, and everybody to tune in. It's going to change their lives. I guarantee it.
All right, you all, it is time for me to go. It's been time for me to go. Know that I love you for real, and always remember to live every day, laugh every moment, and love beyond words. If you've missed this week's broadcast, of course, you can check it out on Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m. I'm out of here, and I'll see y'all on live Tuesday here at the same time, 6 to 7 p.m. Check my podcast out, Google Play Music, Apple iTunes, Pocket Cast, or Anchor.fm. Search The RH3 Show. I love you all for real, and I'll see y'all the next appointed time. Talk to y'all. Peace.
So go ahead, get crazy, praise them like you. I know I gotta praise them now, praise them 'cause they call it the switch. Go ahead, 'cause I know I gotta give it up. If anybody wanna come and praise them, I gotta praise them now, praise them 'cause they call it the switch. Go ahead, 'cause I know I gotta give it up. If anybody wanna come and praise the Lord, praise them 'cause they call it the switch. Praise them 'cause they call it the switch. Praise the Lord, praise the God, we call you to
people. See you later.
I'm saying bye-bye.
Good night.
This has been an encore presentation, a best of broadcast of RH3 Productions. For more about me or the broadcast, you can visit my website at therh3show.com.